38 or some, or maybe 40.
Yeah. Oh, we're live. Hey guys, Engineer Wannabe here with my good friend Wolfgang. We should be expecting a couple of other friends soon enough. But until then, good to see you all. Thanks for joining us. I hope you are all doing well and that you all had a great week. I had a good one. How was your week, Wolfie? And
Good, good. All
yeah,
good. Enjoying our time in Vegas.
yeah. And there's our other buddy. We got Bobby. How's it going, Bobby?
Hello.
Good evening. How are you doing?
How are you doing after the 3 days in the gray?
Yeah,
Yeah,
welcome
feeling
back.
okay? Yeah.
Just got out in the sun. I was just praying to the sun gods. I was like,
Hey,
thank the Lord.
I'm glad to hear that you're okay again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to see you. What's on your wrist, Wolfie?
Omega, our vision.
Nice. That's the Sedna Gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Great choice. What happened to the all steel or all gold bracelet?
Yeah. I can't. I
No,
can't. I couldn't do it. I
too much
tried
weight.
for almost 6 months, in the house.
Yeah,
And as long as it's not on my wrist, I really like it. But on my wrist, it's too weird.
yeah.
I can't. I gave up. I gave up trying.
So that stays with you. Like you travel with that, right? The
This
power.
one, yeah, this one I traveled. I took it here. Yeah, it's gonna stay here.
Oh, okay, it's staying here.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I
was
have
gonna
the
ask.
Aquaterra back home, so
Right.
I thought I have one here.
Okay. So are you gonna put it back on bracelet and like have it in a display case or no?
Well, I could do that. I never thought about that, but that'd be a shame too.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I tried. I'm gonna keep the bracelet. Maybe one day I change my mind. But
Yeah.
I really tried. I didn't give up easily. I really tried 6 months roughly.
Yeah. I hear you. Uh, just gonna jump in the chat, say hi to everyone. We got Reinhard, good to see you, sir. Peter's here as well. Good to see you. Bill K, how's it going? Colin is enjoying a pizza. Um, very nice, very nice. We got Jay, how's it going, sir? Hope you're doing well. And Young Excellency, good to see you too. We got the Desk Diver, and we got Chaz from the Berg. Good to see you, sir. Hope you're enjoying that beautiful ASC. Um, what was it called? Oh, the Arco Celluloid. um, good to see you, Mez9. We got Brownie here as well. Bruno's here. Good to see you, Bruno. And Justin is here. Good to see you. And Joey. And Jeffrey's here. Good to see you, Jeffrey. Hope you're doing well. And let's see. We're gonna. Hey, other Justin is here. My other pen buddy. All right. Bobby, how are you doing? How's your trip?
It
And
was
what's on your wrist?
it was good. Went to Seattle. Just got a shirt from there too.
Nice.
But was there for 3 days. Didn't see the sun. Came back to Miami and saw the sun back up. So I'm
Yeah.
happy. And I actually haven't changed anything. It's actually on Seattle time too. It's the
Oh,
Green
nice.
Dragon
Cool.
Moser with the beautiful bracelet.
Yes. Max from Watch Crunch with Max actually did a video on that very watch. So it's on your watch. You visited him in Seattle, and yeah, so if you guys want to go check that out, you should. We'll chat about that tomorrow during Watch Sleep as well, because it was a great video. I learned a couple of things about Moser that I didn't know, and
He did it so quickly too. Like I reached here
yeah,
yesterday and the video was out today. I was like, oh my god.
yeah, yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was like, whoa, I wasn't expecting this for like 2 weeks when I saw it pop up this morning. But yeah, good, great video. Um, let's jump back into the chat here. We got Ken Spear. Um, Anyone new? We got Neff. How's it going, Neff? Hope you're doing well. Um, Kevin S is here as well. Good to see you. Colin is wearing the IWC Pilot Chrono 41.
Nice.
The collective edition, I'm guessing.
Yep.
That is the only one he has. So, yeah, guys, let us know what's on your list. I'm sorry for being so rude and not asking. Um, let's see. Danny Castine is here as well. Good to see you. Joey's wearing his North flag. Very cool. Let's see. Oh, Kevin's wearing his SBGM 239, the Hodinky edition. Very nice. Hey, AB's here as well. Good to see you, AB. Hope you're doing well. Great video on the Grand Seiko SLGA 007. I really enjoyed that video.
The Lake Suwa, right?
Yes, yeah. Minamo. The actual term. Hey, no. I'm the Grand Seiko guy, right?
No, yeah.
Let's see. Mark is here as well. Hey, Mark, good to see you. And Navy Blue Monster is wearing his SBGH 201. Really cool. Great choice, man. Wow. Okay, Meznine's wearing the Kaki King. Neff is wearing the Aquas and the Black Bay 36. Wow, double. Cool. Jeff says he likes Max. Max does have a great channel, Danny. We agree. He's another one of those hidden gems, kind of like, what's his name? You're terrific, Evan. Paul Joseph, good to see you, sir. He's wearing the SPGN 003 that he picked up yesterday. Where's Torin? Torin sold it to you? No way. Torin sold it. What?
It says sold me on it.
He sold me on it, so I don't think.
Oh, okay, man. I thought, hey, that's Torin's favorite Grand Seiko. What a way to lose it. But anyway, good to know. Torin is here. There's Torin. Good to see you, Torin. And Dan with the GBD 200. I'm guessing that's the G-Shock. Cool. On my wrist is the not the SLGA 007. I wish it was the SLGA 007. It's the SLA 055 on sailcloth. I don't need to go full screen on this, do I? It's, all right, guys. So, yeah, there we go. Torin saying that he's still got the SPGN 003. Whew! Man, had to scare him. Okay, so for today, we are going to be chatting about watches that we should appreciate, but don't quite. And it's all in kind of good fun. It's not meant to be like a commentary on the watch itself. It's more of a commentary on ourselves. Like if we don't understand or don't really quite get a watch or appreciate it in any specific way, then it's a reflection on us, not on the watch. So with that disclaimer out of the way, just to avoid any future repercussions, because I'm gonna say, that I don't like a couple of things, and not
You're gonna say you're not gonna like a couple of things, Sanjay? Wow. Get the popcorn ready.
This is not the reputation I want. I don't want to be the guy who says he doesn't like everything. So
I'm just looking at the stream here. I don't think the worst president is on the chat, so we're good. We're good.
Yeah. But yeah, Kevin with funny comment. Never go full SLA. Yeah. We've got another recruit into the $5,000 Seiko gang. Alex, if you're watching this later, welcome to the crew with Clayton and myself. It's good to have you. It's like 3 of us in the whole world, man. Really exclusive. Okay, so as an example, to start off for tonight's topic, I was thinking I don't quite fully understand or appreciate. I mean, I understand what it is, the tourbillon. I don't understand why it's so beloved, and I don't quite know why there's such a huge cachet about it. If I'm not mistaken, so this is an example, a beautiful Omega tourbillon. I forget what the full name of this thing is. DeVille Central tourbillon. Very, very cool piece here. Very beautifully decorated watch. And it's, a tourbillon is generally considered to be like the pinnacle of watchmaking, even though arguably a chronograph is a bit more complicated. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but like chronograph kind of has more parts, at least in general. But I mean, a chronograph is kind of commoditized, and there are so many chronograph movements, and it's been done to death. So it's a lot cheaper to do a chronograph. But tourbillon, I don't quite get it. Generally speaking, according to my understanding, with the tourbillon, you don't get hacking seconds because there's a lot of momentum going on in that cage that's rotating, right? I don't know if you guys know any hacking tourbillons. Um,
I
I don't know.
no, but yeah, it's kind of like what Wolfgang talks about when he doesn't like having complications. I don't mean to put words in your mouth, Wolfgang, but complications that you don't use, you generally don't like to own those, kind of
Yeah.
like phonographs. Um, tourbillon is kind of like that for me. I don't see what the point is. Kind of like a moon phase too, but a moon phase is kind of has like this artistic look, and a tourbillon, I guess, is a bit mesmerizing to look at. But oh man, this movement, this watch is cool just because of the movement. It's so incredibly beautiful. Wolfie and I were talking about this before, but yeah, it'd be great to hear your thoughts. Do you guys appreciate the tourbillon? Am I alone on this one? Uh, we can kind of talk about what the tourbillon is. So a tourbillon is supposed to move the center of gravity on the escapement, if I'm not misrepresenting here, in a pocket watch. So when a pocket watch is put in your coat pocket like this, the tourbillon changes the gravitational force on it equally during the minute by rotating it. So tourbillon is supposed to make a watch more accurate, but on a wristwatch that doesn't quite work out. Because you're already on the wrist, you're moving your wrist all around. It doesn't really make sense unless if you have like a 3D tourbillon, which rotates in all axes, basically. So that kind of makes sense. But anyway, so that's what a tourbillon is. It's kind of redundant, a lot like a moon phase. But you guys have any thoughts? Chat. It'd be great to hear your thoughts too.
I think it's visually appealing.
Yeah,
Visually,
yeah,
I think it'll catch your eye if you put a lot of pieces. Let's say you put a chronograph, anything. Unless you push the button, the pusher. Sorry, you're not going to see the mechanism work. But the tourbillon is, you see it, especially the well done. Not I'm not talking about the tag Heuer
yeah.
tourbillons. I'm talking about like the higher the longa tourbillons, and
Right.
I've seen. I think I've seen. I think it was the longa, and it was amazing just to look at. Again, the purpose of it, that's a very good question, is probably not. But when you're buying at that price point, I don't think utility is in question. It's more visual and artistic design than anything else, and it's very hard to to produce, technically speaking. That being said, I think it's overpriced. I think
Yeah.
we're charging way more than what the cost would be. But that being said, visually appealing, I think it's one of the most, if not the most visually appealing to me, but functionally not. Probably the least. It's kind of a
Right.
conundrum there.
So, would you take a tourbillon or like an automaton, kind of like a Jacob and Co.
hmm I
Jacques
would
Dro, sorry, Jacques
Jackie
Dro.
Drawer.
Yeah,
It depends on the brand, but I would
right.
probably lean towards a longer tourbillon
Yeah,
if it was just me.
yeah.
Um,
I hear you. Wolfie, what are your thoughts on tourbillons?
Yeah, I'm with Bobby there. It's good looking only, really. Some pieces with the tourbillon are just really, really nice. The Moser Heritage tourbillon, for example,
mm,
with the blue dial, and some of the Langas, like Bobby said, that Handwerkskunst tourbillon. It's so big. The tourbillon by itself, it's really, really good looking. But I mean, the price, I mean, especially for a really nice longer tourbillon is, it's kind of, prohibitive to really enjoy the beauty of it, because I don't know. I probably can't get myself there to spend the money just for,
And hypothetically speaking, if you had that much money, you probably buy like three other nice or four other nice watches than a tourbillon.
exactly. That's more my type of philosophy. I just because it's let's take the Moser, the Heritage. It's gorgeous without the tourbillon. Sure, it's nicer with the tourbillon, but you can also get 4 or 5 for your
Heritages.
friends for the one without the tourbillon. So
Yeah.
And I'd probably collect the whole set, then get the tourbillon. Probably that would be my. I agree completely.
I mean, the Dan says, the VC overseas rose gold tourbillon.
That's
That is
you
wild.
have a, yeah. That one
That's
is
one of the best ones. Yeah. Peripheral rotor, it's amazing, but it's 130 or whatever.
Wow. Okay.
But there's some really good looking ones.
Yeah.
But it's like it's supposedly makes them more accurate. Who cares? If you buy a watch for $150,000, you really care for how accurate it is?
Yeah, I mean that makes sense, right? Because the watches I buy, I don't really care about the accuracy about because they're mechanical watches. If I want accuracy, I have my quartz watches. So, um, yeah, I mean it's nice to be able to brag about an accurate mechanical watch. And I should clarify that I still care that it's within 30 seconds a day. If it's over that, then I'm kind of bummed out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it is true. It's more for the artistry and watchmaking prowess. As a few of you guys in the chat, I was scrolling through the comments. You guys were saying that too. Chaz was mentioning that. So yeah, the dial drama is a good point as
I like that
well.
word, dial drama.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
because if
That's
you
it.
open a watch box and you see all these watches and taking it away, the tourbillon probably would catch your eye first.
Yeah, but
Of
if
all
you
the
had a Jacob and Co. Bugatti Chiron, with
or I
the
think
engine.
AB has the Dumetra.
Yes.
That probably, I mean, a couple of those types of dial drama type watches. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's
Good
really great
example,
point.
actually. The Duometra, the GLC.
Yeah.
It's it's so good for the price,
yes.
but it's just there's so much going on that I don't have any need for. Otherwise, I mean, I would buy it immediately.
Yeah. Neff mentions, of course, if GS makes a tourbillon, Sanjay would be all over it, besting ever. Grand Seiko did release a concept tourbillon with a constant force complication. It had no dial on it. It was just purely a concept movement, and it was really cool. But
But they don't have any regular series model tourbillon. I didn't know that.
no, not that I know of. I'm pretty sure they don't. Not yet, at least. Could be a couple of years away. But when that does come out, it's probably going to be in a precious metal GS or Series 9 case with a celluloid dial, going for $300,000. It's a steal. Grand Seiko does have some crazy pricing structures, so
Yeah, I think I seen the Tag Heuer tourbillon too, which is like 12,000,
Yeah.
and if it's not done right, it's not
Yeah.
done right.
Doesn't do anything
And
on that one.
that was not. It felt really. I think they just want to release a tourbillon for the sake of releasing tourbillon, and that can get in trouble.
yeah. We had a couple of interesting can't get behind comments here. I'm going to scroll up a bit here. Um, I think Colin mentioned that he doesn't appreciate the Cartier tank, but people tell me I should. Can't do it. You should. You shouldn't appreciate it, Colin. We need people like you. No, I like the tank, but I totally get that you wouldn't like it. Um, I mean, Reverso is better, right?
I would agree. It's a border one.
100% agree.
Yeah, yeah. I'm kind of partial to the reverso, even though I do like the tank. But there's a couple of others, but I unfortunately lost them. So if you guys have any things that you don't get, there's a safe space. There won't be any angry comments in the comments. Um, if you guys want to air out, something that you like that that you don't like that everyone else likes, we can talk about it. Wolfie, do you have anything that comes to mind? You don't have to.
I mean, we can start with the John Mayer G-Shock. I think everybody on this panel here.
Well,
Yeah, but that I don't think I should appreciate it. That is so bad. There's no reason to appreciate it. Really. It's
this is going to be a main topic here.
so
This was the main topic. Okay.
doesn't fit the category. What is there to appreciate?
It was ready. It was loaded up and ready to go. John Mayer G-Shock. Yeah. I mean, I was hoping we'd have a couple of people who are for it on the panel tonight, but they couldn't make it. Well, we've got a lot of people who love this and an equal amount of people who really don't like it. And the guys that don't like it are here. Bobby, you don't like it, right?
No.
If I recall correctly, yeah. Young Excellency. It was an incredible segue. Yeah, I don't quite get this. Colin, if you want to come on and defend it, you're welcome to with your slice of Freddy Krueger pizza. Yeah, I don't quite get it, man.
I guess Wolfie's trying to say that it should not even be mentioned under appreciation. Is that what you're trying to say, Wolfie?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like the title was like what we should appreciate but don't.
Yeah,
Yes.
underappreciated. Yeah, you're right.
There's really nothing here that we should appreciate. This is just
The less we talk about it, the better. Is what you're trying to say? Okay.
But I mean, look at that box. The box is cool, right?
no.
I feel like I heard someone say that. I think Colin said that in the stream. It's got a cool box. I might be misquoting, but
like
man.
The worst thing you said was Sanjay it looks like a used sneaker or something.
Yeah, doesn't it?
I can see that now. Like I looked at my like Jordans. It has like an off-white color now because it's been used for a couple of years now.
Yeah, like either one that's been used a lot over a year, or one that's been forgotten in a warehouse for 20 years. Kind of has that look, and I think that's what a few people said. That's what it's going for. It's going for that old aged look, I guess.
Old Jordan look. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually do like the first one, the John Mayer first one. That color combo is okay. Okay. Again, I would rather buy a regular G-Shock, but that's just me.
Yeah. I mean, I do appreciate a good G-Shock square. Mm-hmm. I do like G-Shock squares, but I don't quite understand the love for this, which is why, like really organically, when you asked me about the John Mayer G-Shock, Bobby, I just, released what I was thinking about it, because I thought universally this has got to be hated, right?
That's what I thought.
It was it was just a no-brainer for me. There was no light switch in my head trying to tell me, hey, some people might actually like this thing. Just it was,
it happens. Didn't you like the Shorn with the fingers, Sanjay?
The fingers?
The only one with the hand.
Oh yes, I love that.
You like it, and this is the same thing. I have the same feelings for it that I have for the John Mayer.
I see.
I don't get it. So it happens. It's unexplainable. Some people just don't have good taste.
Colin, it's funny that you mentioned that. This morning I was actually teaching my oldest, who's 5 years old. I was just having a laugh with him because my wife was with me, and we were. I was just going off telling him about nomenclature, chemistry, organic chemistry.
I mean, you could buy a John Mayer G-Shock, Sanjay, and explain, and have your kid throw the G-Shock down and explain gravity to them that way.
Yes,
it's a good way of learning physics.
We'll calculate the acceleration of this watch,
G-force and everything.
Yeah, that's great. But yeah, John Mayer G-Shock, I don't quite understand. And there's no one here to defend it.
Shucks.
That's too bad.
Probably by design. This panel is selected.
No, says Colin, defend your watch's honor. So Dan had a.
He was going to explain what he was going to say something about what he really feels is underappreciated.
Sorry, who is that? Wolfie?
Wolfie was
Yeah.
we stole the topic of the G-Shock, but he didn't even want to mention that. So let's give Wolfie the honor of mentioning what he thinks is underappreciated.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
something.
Well, if I think in that direction, like the John Mayer, stuff that I don't get, there's tons of, I mean, most of the hype pieces I don't really understand, but that's a matter of taste.
Yeah.
I just don't like the design of some of the hype pieces. The
So you mean
Panther is a good example. It blew my mind that a high-end brand would go to that type of level of marketing stunt, but there's some people that actually like it seems.
Yeah.
I think they sold out, right? I don't know, they did 50 or something. And
Which one is this?
the Panther, the AP Panther.
Oh yeah,
Black Panther.
Yeah.
Wakanda forever.
That's it seems to be in demand in the aftermarket.
Yeah.
It's popular among athletes too. Like I think Draymond Green of the Golden State Warriors has one. It's culturally relevant, I think, that piece. But the piece design, I completely agree with you. I didn't enjoy the piece, especially how the dial was handled. But
Yeah, that's a good example, because that's something actually that I could mention. I never understood, whenever a watch is affiliated with something, I don't like it. I don't like a car affiliation. I don't like James Bond affiliation. I don't like cultural references like the Panther. I rather want to, simple. The brand makes a product, and either I appreciate it for what it is. I don't need any additional celebrity endorsing it. That's all a turn off for me.
All except for Hodinky, right? That's the one that gets you, really.
For example, yeah, Hodinky. I don't want Hodinky on I don't want the word of, not only Hodinky. I don't want the word of any other media company on the watch.
Yeah.
I don't get what is the benefit that I have a Ferrari logo on a watch or an Aston Martin. I don't get it. Why? Why should I be attracted to it? Because it's a collaboration with a car company.
Yeah.
Well, what?
So why? I'm gonna push back on two things. I think one, I'm being a hypocrite here, but one is I love the Snoopy Speedmaster, so I own that. Anything with a Snoopy on it, I'll buy. Not only Omega, Timexes, whatever. That's just me. But how about IWC and Top Gun? Wolfie, do you think that is, because that's kind of important historically speaking, right? Top Gun.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because military stuff like that, I don't have a problem with.
Sure.
Brings us back to the point what Sanchez said in the beginning. It's all a reflection of my stupidity, all my biases. But I
think Top Gun is universally appreciated, though, right? I don't see anybody saying, "Oh, that's bad." And I don't think they'd go over with it. They put it on the case back usually, right? The Top Gun. Nothing's usually on the dial. So
yeah, stuff like that, I don't really have. I mean, like the picture there, with the. I could go without it, but that wouldn't prevent me from buying it.
Sure.
And anything with the military or that type, I could imagine some practical kind of affiliation.
Yeah,
that's kind of okay for me. That I could still. Yeah, that wouldn't keep me from buying it.
Yeah, and the affiliation as of now until is because of the flight school, right? The military affiliation with IWC, and not necessarily anything pop culture related. But now it's more.
I have the Navy SEALs, the JLC, the compressor alarm. I mean, It's probably never been in use with the Navy SEALs, but and it has some kind of Navy SEALs logo on the back.
So yeah, that kind of answered my question, because I was going to ask, with like the James Bond No Time to Die Seamaster, if having a subtle connection, correlation, kind of like with that watch, if that would ruin the watch. But I guess you kind of like the James Bond No Time to Die
Yeah,
Seamaster, right? With
I
the
like it. Yeah.
yeah. So that's
But
good
it
to know.
but it doesn't even have it that much of a James Bond on the watch.
Yeah.
Even though it
Yeah.
says it's right, it just has the British military insignia, and then I think on the back there might be something. I trust. I haven't seen the watch, but
Yeah,
there's
there
something
is.
with
A
not
little
too
bit of
much.
something I think is up there, but that's a good example. That's one that I really like, but I would prefer it without any mention of a James Bond movie.
Yeah.
I would like it better if it was just an Omega release.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
James Bond
Yeah,
affiliation
totally.
does nothing for me.
That makes perfect sense to me too. So
I don't know if you guys remember, there was an Aqua Terra release where at the back in the middle, it looked like the back of a bullet, and it had the name James Bond engraved on that bullet.
really?
So it looked really good, and I have a friend whose name is James Bond. So
Oh.
I tried to get him, I told him, you gotta get that piece. I mean, who can say that his name is engraved
On the back, yeah.
on the bullet on the bullet in the back of a watch? But he didn't go for it. But to me, I don't. It's kind of cool, but I don't. Why? I'm not James Bond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, jumping into the chat again, Neff was mentioning about the Black Panther. Richard Meal crowd wants a Purple Panther. I mean, I didn't love that watch, but the purple was kind of cool. I kind of like purple, so I found the color cool. Good to see you, Riss Ross. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining us. Paul is here too. Hope you're doing well, man. I saw that comment about.
I was going to say, Rich Ross and Paul, hopefully you guys see the sun anytime soon.
Yeah.
It's been raining there for days. Good Lord.
Yeah. Paul was actually trying to explain to his daughter why the world is flat. So, yeah, that's a good one there. Nev says he doesn't like Hodinky affiliations. Karan is here too. Hope you're doing well, Karan. Thanks for joining us. Wilson is here. Says, please tell Wolfgang I'm at dinner. Expect to accept my apology for not being in the chat. Hey, Calico's here too. Good to see you, Calico. Hope you're doing well. Steve says he doesn't like the Gerard Perregaux Three Bridges design language. Interesting. You have a watch with the Three Bridges movement, right, Wolfie? The Onyx dial, that doesn't have that?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's it's a unique design. It's a little busy.
Yeah.
So probably not for me, but I kind of like them.
Colin says, you guys want to trash talk my genre here? I'm coming after the Green Dragon. All the Seikos, whatever watch.
The only thing I say is bring it.
Yeah.
I think Colin likes most of the stuff that I like. I mean, I
think Colin secretly hates his John Mayer.
He doesn't want it. I could see that.
He likes it. He likes it, John Mayer.
He just bought it.
He likes wearing it when he needs something. When it's like things that you need to do, you don't want to damage your other watches. That's when you take out the John Mayer.
I mean, now they're kind of trapped. First of all, it's a group watch, so they can't get out of it.
Yeah,
and
they're bonded to it.
On it, so they can't get out of it for that reason either, because then they look weak. So otherwise, they probably would have sold it all already.
Flip to the next day.
Yeah, that's what I think. It makes most sense, right? I mean,
probably.
Well, no,
it's like an old.
Like you've got your G-Shock squares, right? And even those G-Shocks are kind of nice. So when you don't want to damage those G-Shocks, you go with the John Mayer. So you got the hierarchy of G-Shocks. And just above that, you got the F91W. Like when you don't want to damage your F91W.
You look at the thing, you see the Invicta and the John Mayer, you're like, okay, not sure yet.
Oh man. I don't do this too often, Colin. And Colin already knows I feel horrible now for saying all those things. I'm sorry, Colin. It's really not that bad.
Yeah.
Now you're lying.
Yeah. Well, no. It's not that bad. I damaged.
What's the worst watch you remember ever seeing? I mean, not counting Invicta and stuff like that, but like a real brand. What's the worst?
In recent memory, Sanjay, quick.
Yeah, like what comes to mind as like the one that makes no sense whatsoever?
It's not fair for the John Mayer because it's so close. Like it just happened, right? I can't. Oh, I know there's something else in my head.
I have, when the John Mayer came out, I can't actually remember how it happened, but probably somebody posted it, and I thought, oh, that's a joke. That's like the guy posted it because it's a joke because it's so ugly. And then suddenly, people were saying that they bought it. And I'm thinking, this can't be real, that those are sensible, intelligent people. What's going on here? And so maybe that's the reason why I'm, it's stuck in my mind so much. How maybe it isn't so bad. Maybe it was that moment that kind of, you know what I mean? It's kind of messed me up a little inside.
Yeah.
And so that's one. Then the Panther is my second one, and then the RM, the Bonbon series. That's kind of
I'm not
that
familiar
comes
with
to
that.
mind.
Sorry, RM Bomb.
The Richard Mille, the Bonbon. Yeah, type that in.
Oh, the candy.
I think they call them Bonbon series or candy.
I'm not against that. It's just it doesn't look like a watch. Like you said, it's not a watch. Like if you just went to a candy store, you're like, oh, that looks,
Yeah, this is
Yeah, okay.
as bad as the Mayer for sure, and the Panther. It's equally bad. Yeah.
Yeah, this is worse for me. Oh boy, what is that?
Yeah. Yeah, those three are the one I don't understand the most that come to mind.
I'm not against that.
I mean, it looks edible.
Yeah, I mean,
kinda
isn't that
hungry
the
now.
theme? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it invokes feelings, right?
Yeah. Wait, it's kind of growing on me actually. Okay, maybe I should stop looking at it.
I think it's a huge success, so it's only me, It's
Yeah?
not just, I think it's successful.
Everything Richard Mille makes nowadays is going to be a huge success, right? Just at least in this
Probably.
snapshot in time.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of anything other than John Mayer. Like I'm like scanning my data banks. I just can't think of anything. I mean, what's on monochrome? I'm just going on to monochrome. It's something I don't like here, please.
What about
I think the like somebody said in chat too, but the Rolex Palm Dial, I hate that one.
Yeah, that comes to mind.
Yeah.
That felt nauseating.
Doesn't make no sense to me.
I did not like the Oris rectangle watches.
Oh,
That kinda
that's a
looks
good
like
one.
reverse.
Those are bad. Okay.
Those are bad. Yeah, like
Those
those
are
are like, well, why? Like you're trying to, please don't.
The one that looks like a Cartier.
Or reverso, like, yeah.
Yeah, but
Gondola.
yeah, I mean, that's bad for a different reason, but it doesn't look so bad.
I don't think it was well designed either. Like,
No, I mean, it wasn't, but it kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't know the other two, and walk into a store and like that type of watch,
True. I just feel like they just, and then recent memory, I don't think there's come from Balm and Mercier, but I just didn't
So this
take that
Karan
effort.
says Bomb and Mercier
Shogun?
Yeah, the
Shogun.
Shogun. That's one of them.
I don't
I
know how
didn't.
that looks.
Let's pull it up real quick. Omen. Shogun. Oh, you guys can't see my screen, can you? There we go. Oh boy, yeah. Oh, what in?
Yeah.
That probably takes the cake right there.
Yeah, yeah. Oh boy, it
No,
feels like it's pixelated,
yeah.
and I need to like adjust my eyes.
See, this is the one where you probably go into Watchbox and take this over the John Mayer to protect your watch, to protect the John Mayer.
Yeah. Oh.
What do you call that watch hierarchy? You know,
Yeah, yeah.
but that's bad
So
watch.
we've got the F91W. To protect that, we got the John Mayer. No, we got the
To protect the John Mayer, we got this. Yeah.
the Bomb and Mercier. Yep. Okay. There's the hierarchy right there. Oh, it's good. Good stuff.
We're just bashing on watches right now.
I'm sorry, guys. This is not the intention of this.
Don't listen to us.
Yeah, this is a happy place. We're
Yes.
happy.
If you like the bonbon, go for it.
Yes.
Be happy.
Yes.
Um,
Wrist Ross, if
yeah,
you're
wrist
going
Ross
for
food.
it, go for it.
What's
It
the
gets to you.
marshmallow? Is that the bonbon?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Is that the white one?
That's
with
one
the-
that likes it. So
Yeah,
go
that's
buy
one-
it. You have my blessing.
I'm not against it, as I said.
Then you
It's
buy
like-
You buy it too.
Oh, Dad. Oh, that's
Kevin
right.
actually agrees with Bobby. Palm fronds, Rolex. I don't
Yeah, that
know
was
why.
bad.
I don't know
Also,
why people like it.
also popular in some areas. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did Neff likes it? I think Neff's on the list for it. If I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
I saw some people in Tim's group that really like it too. And it's probably going way above list, I guess.
Yeah, Colin, I know you're joking here. I hope you're joking here. But, yeah. But the palm fronds, I can't get the thought of a shower curtain. It looks like a shower curtain to me. So,
Like 80s shower curtain.
yeah,
I can
yeah.
see that. I can see that.
What I don't get on that one the most is that it looks cheap to me. You know, the way, if you look at the dial, it doesn't look Rolex quality. It looks like somebody bought something in Walmart and, you know, put the textile in there and, you know, it's selling it in a Rolex. So that's what if it would look like more higher quality art in there, I would, you know, then it's a matter of taste. Okay, you either like it or you don't. But it kind of, I don't know, I don't get it. It looks.
But I don't think Rolex is really into the artsy dials, right? Like
No.
usually, they're more.
This one was
Plain
surprising
dials.
for that reason. I didn't know that they were doing stuff like that.
They did like the fluted dials. They have like a honeycomb shape on them. The same release as the palm fronds. I think those look incredible. They look really good. But the palm fronds came out with it, which is unfortunate. But Bruno was asking us to look up the Orient Retro Diver. It does look a little hideous, but it's not too bad. Oh, that's it's an odd one, for sure. Yeah, we took a hard left there.
We did.
Yeah. Okay, we're not talking about the worst watches ever. So let's get back on track here, and we can talk about. Let me share the screen here again. What I've got up next is this, and along with this, I kind of understand Microbrands, but at the same time I don't. And this I think is probably one of the more egregious examples. The Furlan Mari. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with this thing.
No.
Okay, so this is like I don't know too much about it, but it's a Mecha Quartz, Seiko Mecha Quartz movement watch. It's selling for stupid money right now. It's like a $300 watch going for like $4,000 if I'm not mistaken. Um, I don't
Really?
quite understand what is going on here. Um, Seriously, I can't even. I'm speechless about it. Anyone in the chat, if you guys have any explanation to what's going on here, uh, Kevin says it's a good-looking $300 watch, quartz watch. It does look good. It's definitely not $4,000 good. Um, but kind of wish our friend Keith was here as well, because microbrands in general, I do appreciate like why they're there, and you can get some screaming deals, which is something of what Teddy and Kevin O'Leary, if you guys saw that video that came out today, they were chatting about microbrands and how you get all these crazy weird designs and interesting stuff going on, but they've never really resonated with me. I've owned the Laurier Neptune. I think that's about the only microbrand that I've owned, and I just never appreciate them enough. So I don't know if you guys are in a similar boat. I think my problem is I enjoy the story behind a watch more than I should, maybe. The heritage of a watch or a company, I really enjoy that, and I think that is probably why I connect so much with Seiko, but completely disconnected to anything that anyone else releases. Like Notice, I can look at the watch and say, "Hey, that's a good-looking watch." I can look at Monta and say, "Hey, good-looking watch." Really hard for me to put down money and get one of those at this moment. That might change, but you guys' thoughts on microbrands and Furlan Murray?
I don't know that.
I
I don't know. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, I'm not aware like of. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the design that you
Yeah,
show me, but again, I only know a few microbrands I would put money towards.
yeah,
One would be Helios, and the other one would be Monta. Those are two, maybe even Laurier, but
yeah,
those are
yeah,
three ones. I've seen a Helios. I've owned a Helios. I've seen a Monta, and those are two ones I've because they look toolish and useful for me in my collection, I guess.
yeah, yeah. I can see myself owning a Helios. I think there's a bit of a connection there with it because of the Canadian connection there. I have
Yep.
a bit of a connection there. Kind of same with your confront watches. We had the owner of that microbrand come on the show, and I kind of connect with that brand too because I kind of grew up going to your confront and just hanging out there and stuff like that. So in my head, I kind of had that connection, but yeah, everything else kind of doesn't stick with me. Um, Justin mentions it was a GPHG nominee. Colin mentioning big time guerrilla marketing going on with Furlan Mari, going way up to big influencers. Uh,
That's the word that would turn off Wolfie.
yeah.
If influencers or somebody's there, then he'll be
Yep.
out.
No, thank
Wolfie,
you.
Wolfie, do you have any microbrands that you might be interested in?
No.
Not one.
I'd be. I can't say much. I don't know anything about them. I like to buy watches completely headache free,
Yeah.
meaning from an AD if possible, with warranty, with everything in place. If something's wrong, if it needs service, whatever. So you know, I I never looked at them for that reason, probably because there's so much other good stuff out there. From settled brands at lower price points that I like, Longines, Seiko, Mido. Big companies where you can get amazing value for your money. So I don't really Never really looked at them. I know from you guys that Helios is a. I saw some pictures. They look good.
Yeah. Young Excellency mentions that he loves the story behind the El Primero movement. I do too, but it's kind of getting old. Zenith is beating that horse until there's nothing left. I guess a lot of brands do, especially the Speedmaster. I mean, did you guys know that the Speedmaster went to the moon?
Oh, really? Did
Yeah,
not know that.
yeah. It's a really, really cool part of
All the years I've bought theaters, I did not know that part.
yeah. So
That
yeah,
actually is a cool,
yeah.
brand story that I gotta admit.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Which one, the moon or the
The
Zenith?
The,
Yeah,
the mood. Yeah.
yeah.
I
I'm
don't
glad.
get why Bobby wants the Snoopy on his watches. That I don't get, but
Well,
the
I've owned a lot of Speedmasters without the Snoopy on it,
Mhm.
and I think I understand your thing about the pure design and the dial design of like the vintage Speedmasters, the Ed Whites, the
Yeah,
2998s,
that's
the
more what I
2915s,
like. Yeah.
and I completely understand. The problem with the vintage one, of course, is that it doesn't have the case see-through case back. It has the solid case back, and the straight lugs. Some people don't like the straight lugs; they like the twisted lugs of the professional Speedmasters, and so on and so forth. There's so many intricacies of the Speedmaster line, which makes in his history from 1950s that makes it so interesting. And there's always like I can say that there's a Speedmaster for somebody out there, based on the numerous varieties. So I think
Yeah.
another thing that we don't appreciate, I just want to mention, is GLC. I
Okay.
think we always talk about all these other brands, Rolex, IWC, Omega. Everybody's this thing, but when there's always a model of JLC out there for the similar price point and well finished. I mean, even now, Grand Seiko's in a lot of people's conversation, but I think JLC makes a great watch, and that is aptly priced, both in the as retail and in the secondary market. There's no way you can tell me that a Tiffany dial, what OP is going more for a Dumetra. I mean, that is insane. That doesn't make sense, horological sense at least.
Hmm.
Uh, I think JLC makes great, not only the Reverso, which is probably their iconic watch, but the Master Collection, the complications. Wolfie has one compressor, right?
Mhm.
They're so great watches that nobody just talks about. It's just they just keep making them. They made movements for all the Holy Trinity watches. I mean, they are a great brand that we don't appreciate. I don't see a lot of people put money where their mouth is to that brand. I think that's the best way of saying it. It's always in some other watch or some other brand. I'm not saying you should go out and buy it, but I think you should appreciate it more or keep it as an option for those people who collect more than one watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Agreed. Um, there's a lot of hyped up pieces, and I think there's a lot of people who are kind of enslaved to that idea because
Mhm.
they don't want to lose money, right? And you have like the good financial decision, which might be to buy the OP with the Tiffany dial, or potentially bad decision to buy the JLC. So you're kind of fighting
But
two worlds.
we're always talking not about retail. I can
Right.
understand somebody buying the OP for retail.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
cannot understand somebody buying it for $50,000
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that in that instant, the risk that he's going to lose money is at least as high as that he's going to make money. So,
Yeah.
the financial decision is not really in place anymore. If you buy it retail, I get it. But
But
50,
that's one point. That's exactly one point. And the second point is, I mean, you can get value for your JLC if you're going by secondhand market. Let's say you're buying gray, you want to pay less money for it. For of course, I completely understand. You don't have to buy it retail if you don't need to, or get good value on it. But I think the problem right now is people thinking, let's say you get a Duometra at a good discount. Let's say you get a secondhand and you get a good price for it. Um, Now I think the thinking is people are trying to make profit and it's not talking about losing money. They're trying
Right.
to profit off of flipping, and that's not a collector mentality. I think I can understand completely as a collector if you want to buy a watch and you don't want to lose money on it. And that was, I think, 5, 10 years ago, that was the mentality. Like, you're going to buy a watch, you're going to probably lose some money. I would lose the least amount of money, I think. Nowadays, I think the thinking is how much money can I make or be safe with, which is not a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, if you're buying a watch for the watch itself, I think JLC hands down beats a lot of. I'm not saying only Rolex, like a lot of other brands in certain categories, and
Yeah.
like uh, Duometra is like one of the classic ones. I don't understand, like Wolfie was saying, for somebody buying 40K for a Tiffany when you can buy a Duometra for 10, 20, not 20, but 10, 15 less. That doesn't make sense. If you're just buying the watch. If you're just buying the watch to enjoy the watch.
There's many examples like this,
Yeah.
currently out there.
Yeah.
But it's, everybody can do whatever they want with their own money. It's just, it's probably the one thing, if we're talking about what I understand the least in the hobby, it's the chase of the hype. For once you acquire a certain amount of knowledge, or just, go to ADs in your area, and you'll see how much nice stuff is out there, all price points, different brands, different materials, automatic, whatever.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, as a buyer, just think of considering JLC as a alternative. Just don't narrow your spectrum to IWC, Omega, Rolex, Grand Seiko. I think those are the brands that probably are in the spectrum of JLC. I think JLC should, you run your thing. You might see a watch that you might fall in love with. I think it's not only JLC. There's other brands, Blancpain, Breguet, in different price brackets. But I think
exactly, Blancpain, Chio, Thenis, Panerai. There's so many. IWC.
I mean, the sector dial. I bought the one at the chronograph from a boutique. That was a great watch, and I had it for years. And the JSC Master Control Date, which is now above retail, but one of the high pieces. But like even the Master Geographic, you can get it for a discount, and it has a great movement. If you see the case specs, beautiful, 39 or 40 millimeters. How can you get a like? You can get basically a pseudo world timer for less than 10K from a great brand. I think that's just
yeah. It's hard to argue. Lord Lofi, it's good to see you, sir. He says, I like JLC, but JLC collectors are annoying, more picky than Patek buyers, and they go buy pre-owned.
Says Lord Lofi. Complains about somebody else being too picky. That should be one for the history books.
Brownie actually makes a good point here that I was thinking of when you were mentioning this. When you were talking about JLC, Bobby, people saying that they can wear a Rolex for free, and I think this was one of the things Barking Jack, Adrian from Barking Jack, mentioned a few years ago when he used to do his vlog style videos. He said he cannot afford to own any other brand other than Rolex
but not at the pre-owned price.
Yeah. But the thing is, they're still going up.
Well, one day
it'll go down. Yeah,
that's mathematical certainty. I don't know when.
Yeah,
could be 20 years. And I'm just saying, the risk evaluation is very, very different.
Yeah.
If you pay 40K for a Daytona steel or 15. So saying I'm gonna wear my Daytona for free if I pay 40.
I think Sanjay was mentioning you're referring to retail prices, right?
Yeah.
I think
retail, I see the point. Yeah, like what Brownie Brownie mentioned.
Yeah.
If you buy them at retail, there's the downside is very limited because there's some of them are so high. Even if they correct 30%, you're still you're still making money.
Yeah, I was thinking retail for the most part, but also, a lot of people still tout that you can buy it in aftermarket prices. Maybe not talking about the Tiffany dial OP, but say like an Explorer or something, Explorer 2, you can they tout that you can still own it for free or make some money, and I think that's kind of where people get stuck. It's kind of like a mental trap, right? You might really appreciate a JLC. You might have the ability to buy it at a scorching deal, but still be caught up in the fact that hey, there, I can still get kind of like I'm thinking of Mark Goldberg. He bought the Tiffany Dial OP. I'm sure you guys don't really know him. He's a YouTuber. He bought the Tiffany Dial OP for I think $18,000, and it was crazy at the time. And this was just before Patek released their Nautilus. And then that's when, like, everyone was calling him crazy. And that's when the OP just shot through the roof. That specific OP. So yeah, people are just kind of, even though it may seem like a horrible idea to buy an OP at $20,000, say Black Dial. I know that's not right the prices right now, but someone out there is going to make that argument, and they're probably going to win.
I don't think they're going to win. I'm just talking about if the predictability is price. I'm not even talking about that. I'm saying, let's say you have one watch to buy for the rest of your life. You're not selling the watch. Now tell me, where do you want to buy? You can't sell the watch. I have, like, you have no box or papers. You get the watch, you can't sell it. Then people will change their minds. But that's not going to be the scenario. Do what you want with your money. That's not, you can buy your, the thing, and a lot of people like Rolex watches. I personally have owned watches with Rolex. I like the Rolex reliability as a tool watch and everything like that. I just feel like, if you like case backs and you like seeing the movement and all that stuff, there are other options out there. And I think JLC should be an option. I'm not saying go out and buy that. If you guys want to, go and buy a Rolex. But there's so many brands out there that people don't choose just because they've been, the media has narrowed their conception of, oh, you have to buy Rolex or Patek or, whatever, so on and so forth. Otherwise, this thing. And that's kind of made this market like it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
I hear you.
I mean, there's a lot about in the comments. I think Joey was saying ball watches, which are really good watches too. I've considered one of those watches. I mean, there's a lot of brands out there. I just feel like,
yeah. Let's see some of the comments here. We got Sam. Good to see you, Sam. You don't make a loss if you don't sell. People always think you're selling. Yeah, I hear you, man.
That's the point.
Yeah. Let's see. Joey said ball, says Justin. Colin says just buy 50 fathoms and it can double as a wall clock.
That was a good one.
Offenlicht, good to see you. What does it mean you can't afford? Should you even have that much money tied in an asset if you can't afford to lose any money selling it? I hear you, man. I hear you.
That's the point he's making is the right smart point.
Yeah.
But if all of us, or if the whole watch community would start thinking like that, it'd be a bloodbath of enormous proportions. Imagine if all the people go away tomorrow that are buying and flipping, and the whole gray market exists because of those guys. All the dealers exist because of those guys. So as often in life, what's the sensible advice for an individual is a catastrophe for the whole society.
Yeah.
So it's
Wolfie, I don't know how it was in 2000, but 2008 when the markets crashed. I can see, like, if the markets start crashing or something, then the Rolex, whatever watch bubble there is, would crash because there's so much input into the gray market that the market would go down. So I think there's going to, I hate to say that, but like Wolfie's saying, I don't know, when is it, 10, 20 years now, there's going to be another housing, whatever.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows when it's going to be. At that point in time, then everything's going to be affected, not only the watch market, everything.
There's a good quote from Warren Buffett that explains, the situation fairly well. You know that one with only when the tide is going out, you see who's swimming naked. That's the point. As long as everything is going up, everything is rosy, everybody is celebrating, getting another timepiece. The gray market is growing and flipping and making profits. Only when it reverses, you'll see the real condition of the market and the buyers, the collectors.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's probably true. Yes.
Wolfenlicht also said, I bought a watch because I want to have it on my wrist. Might be a simpleton. No, you're not.
Yeah, we all simple.
I think that's the definition, right, of being a collector, because you want to wear it.
Yeah, that's why we all here, we don't get it, that hype mentality, because we really like the watches.
Yeah.
But that's only part of the market, the current market. Most people, doesn't matter how it looks. Is it making me money? Can I sell it tomorrow for a profit or not?
Yeah.
That's a different way to look at things than what we do.
It would be interesting to see, like, Kevin O'Leary's attitude if, all the watch, like, if the market collapsed. And because I've noticed, like, he always talks about how much money, like, how much more this is going to get, like, more expensive, or, like in the recent video about Microbrands, he said, now that we've talked about these are all going to be super rare and hard to get. So it would be interesting to see if he really appreciates the watches if the market collapses.
I think he's a businessman through and through. I think a certain percentage of his net worth is into watches. I don't think he uses that as, I mean, he may appreciate watches, I'm not saying that, but he's a well-known businessman, and everything's a numbers game.
Yeah, so, I don't doubt that he doesn't appreciate the watch, because he'll like geek out over the dial of a watch, but then right after that he'll mention what it's going for right now. Like, someone wouldn't be asking about it, but he would say, yeah, this look at that dial, it's going for like $500,000 right now. Like, oh, cool. Cool.
I actually, let me make one more point. Maybe that's behind my disgust for that part of the hobby, that it's so much about money.
Yeah.
I really don't like that aspect of it. I don't like somebody like Kevin O'Leary, who's a billionaire. He's a smart businessman, had a lot of success, constantly being on some type of media. It's not even only watches, it's all kinds of other stuff. And it's always about money, this is making me richer, guys, follow me, you're gonna get rich with me. It's okay in the financial market, let them talk on CNBC. I have a problem with it in our hobby. It'd be nicer if the money aspect wouldn't be so much in the forefront.
I think nowadays it is, just because of how people are investing their money, because of, first of all, they have a lot of money because of less travel, and they're stocked on money, and then they're trying to use, like, what's the next thing, cryptocurrency, NFTs, so on and so forth. And then, hey, materialistic stuff, it's not only watches, right? Sports cards, baseball cards, old baseball card, vintage baseball cards never used to cost this much.
Wine,
whiskey, exactly.
Yeah.
Materialistic items that are harder to get or in demand, and it's become millionaires. And you're like, Wolf, you're right. Millionaires and billionaires are putting their money in these markets, flooding the markets, and that's
hyping it. There some of these people. That's why we have to be careful. Some of these people, they know risk management. Kevin O'Leary definitely knows risk management, but he never talks about it when he goes on some kind of media show. But he knows how to do it. He probably has a team of experts, of risk managers.
Yeah.
The normal folks following all that advice don't. And that's, whenever you look back in history, the ones that really fall on their nose are not the super wealthy insiders, the financial experts. It's the regular Joe.
Yeah.
that doesn't have an education in financial risk management. And that might apply to the watch market one day too. I have no idea. But it's all a little, the prices we're reaching now they might still double. I have no idea. But it's getting to some of that stuff is at a level where it's kind of getting a little crazy.
Oh,
Like the OP for $50,000 or a Patek for
$6
$5
million.
million.
Yeah.
It's a little out there.
Yeah, I can't comprehend it really. How a $50,000 Patek can go for $6 million. It's I don't understand.
And probably, some folks would say it's gonna go to 10. Go for it.
Yeah.
They might be right, but that's not really, how much money do you need from a risk management perspective to spend 5 million on one Patek?
Yeah. It's all a really crazy gamble. But I guess in the end it's the love of money, whether it's the super wealthy or Joe Blow who ends up falling on his nose. It's all.
But I think the thing to think about is when Joe Blow buys a watch, the average Joe should just make sure that he doesn't lose like that much money.
Yeah.
Like minimize his loss. That I can understand as a collector.
Yeah.
If you don't want to get the maximum percentage off of the MSRP, either from an AD or from a used market for the watch you love, completely understand that aspect of it. I just don't understand the thing of making, a profit. If the watch you're actually purchasing is just for a temporary period of time because you're not actually into the watch. I mean, that's basically investing. It's not you're playing the stocks, right? I can collect Bitcoin if I wanted to. It's the same thing. I shouldn't say the same thing because this is materialistic, but it's the same type of ideology.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just I've heard it far too much. Like how people say, it's literally what you said. It's like playing the stock market, except you get to wear it on your wrist, and have a bit of fun.
I'm not saying everybody's like that. I'm just saying,
yeah,
if they're playing the market, it's basically playing the market. If you're buying a Rolex, a Tiffany, whatever, for 17, and waiting for it to go up to 40, and then selling it. You know what I mean? You're just trying to play the short-term market or something like that. I'm talking as a collector, and Wolfie's probably, and you Sanjay as well. Like if you want to buy a watch that you want to wear and own for like a period of time, 12, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, but not tend to sell. Then your thinking is, I just don't want to take a bath buying it. I just want to minimize loss. I just want to enjoy wearing it. If I lose 5-10%, so be it. 10 years down the road.
Yeah. Yeah, like my SLA 055, Well, when I
Yes.
when I do something ridiculous like this, I know I'm going to keep it for a while.
That's when we know that, Sanjay, that you don't have a group of risk advisors on the side. You can go and buy.
Yeah. Oh boy, I'm due for a bath. This is my bath. But yeah, I don't intend to sell that. But
Kevin O'Leary's team is not on your payroll. Yeah, that's the.
Yeah. Well, guys, we've hit our time limit. Thank you so much for such a great and fun chat. I mean, I had a blast. I know we bashed a lot of watches. We bashed a few collectors. We bashed a few investors, and all in good fun.
Even the John Mayer.
Yes.
Even though we were truthful.
Yes. It was great to see you all in the chat as well. It was great conversing with you and talking about like the serious topic here that we just had, and just having fun messing around with watches. Do you guys have anything coming up this week that you want to plug or?
Well, watch Crunch's video. I guess that's the one. I guess to get to plug in.
Yeah. Max with Watch Crunch. He did a great video on Bobby's watch, the Moses Streamliner. Do go check that out. It was great. We are gonna have Watch Soup tomorrow. Chat about Max's video and a couple of other videos. I think I might take the Kevin O'Leary Teddy B video out because we kind of spoke about it here. I might still keep it on. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I hope to see you all tomorrow night. Really great to see you all in the chat, everyone. Hope you all have a great night and a great Sunday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Catch some
Bye,
sun,
everyone.
Bobby.
Thank you. I will.